What's up, good folks, and welcome back in for yet another day, another episode, another lesson of love for Black barber history. Listen, yours truly here, Nick D, in the place to be with Nspired Cutz. And we want to encourage you and also remind you to anytime you need service, book.thecut.co/Nicholas Dobbs. Let's get right into it today because we're going down to the roots. Down to the roots. To the roots of what, you asked the question? We're going down to the roots, the history and tradition of the Black Barbershop. If I can shed some light on this topic with you, I believe that you'll be quite educated. Listen, what does your barbershop mean to you? Ask yourself that question. For the Black community, the barbershop, like the church, has long stood as a sacred space for people to gather, converse, and engage in activism, discourse, and grassroots organization. Black barbershops are self-contained worlds with their own culture, laws, and customs. They are the culmination of craft, etiquette, and tradition that are evolved over 160 years to produce the heritage we look back on now. Just like our hair, the roots of barbering run deep. In the antebellum South, barbers were slaves. In the North, freed Black men and low-income white often became barbers. At that time, only wealthy white men could afford the service of barbering, which meant that while Black barbers began to spring up across the country, they weren't cutting Black hair. In the 1860s, barbering was an artisan system and cornerstone of burgeoning Black enterprise. Barbers were started as apprentices under the supervision of a master barber until age 18 or 21. They traveled city to city to hone their craft and earn their living. Master barbers were pillars of their communities, often owning their own barbershops where high level of skill could be cultivated and barbering skills passed down to future generations. Just like today, the first barbershops were founded on bonds of mutual respect between master barbers, apprentices, and even clients. As revered and active community members, master barbers were looked not to just for haircuts, but for advice and wisdom. While clients came in for a haircut, they stayed for the discussion. And I can certainly attest to that. Being in this profession, it was something that is not only then, but it is extremely relevant even today. For the Black community, barbering became an entrepreneur tool to achieve financial success. John Merrick, a great barber and entrepreneur, was born a slave in 1859. By the 1800s, he would own 5 barbershops in North Carolina. Yes, that's right. I said it. He would own 5 barbershops in North Carolina. So with that said, 2 Black and 3 white only, using the profits from those barbershops to found the North Carolina Mutual Life Insurance Company. In the 1880s, barbershops began to combine elements of luxury hotels, spas, and clubs, creating what we now consider first-class barbershops. These high-end barbershops allow their customers to experience luxury, offering a place to linger and enjoy haircuts, shave, hot baths, cigars, and a range of goods and services. First-class barbershops provided an air of exclusivity and would custom tailor their services, even going so far as to mammogram mugs, capes, and tools for their most important clients, adding small details and personal emblems that elevated the experience of a haircut and shave into something more, a ritual. And in the 1890s, the German Organized Barbers Union lobbied to pass licensing laws that required barbers to have a degree from a barber college, nearly all of which refused to grant admission to Black men. This forced Black barbershops into neighborhoods exclusively, where they will evolve into a community gathering place and conduit for Black activism. Ladies and gentlemen, I talked to you just a little snippet to skim the surface about the history and tradition of the Black barbershop. I hope you enjoyed and received something today. But until next time, we'll join you for our last day to wrap this thing up for the final week of February. But we know Black history is always. Until then, y'all keep it handsome. Peace.